Okay, so get ready with me while I walk you through our booking process, like basically if you are a new bride and you wanted to book with us. Okay, so first of all, you just got engaged. Congratulations. And you've already chosen your venue, so you know what date you're getting married, and you've decided that you want to book hair and makeup. Yay. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna go to our website. We have a specific tab just for bridal where all of our pricing is listed, makes it super easy for you to see if we're within your budget. And we also have a form that says book now if you have decided that you would like to move forward with us. So once you have already asked all of your bridesmaids if they want to be a part of your wedding and kind of talk to them about hair and makeup, you would go ahead and submit that book now form to find out if we have availability. On that form, it will allow you to request a specific artist if there's someone specific that you're wanting to work with. And it will also ask where your wedding is, just a few simple details to kind of give us context for your event before we say if we're available or not. So on our end, all of these forms, new forms that are coming in, are going to go into one spot so that every Monday, whenever I get on there, I can go to that spot and check all the new ones and start sending out contracts to people if we have availability. Okay, so here's where it starts to get exciting, because if we have availability, we will send you an email with what we call as our proposal, contract, and invoice all in one. So this is the exciting part. This is where everybody gets so excited because yay, we have availability and you're in such a hurry to book, which you should be because we book pretty quickly. However, this is definitely the time for you to make sure that you know how many bridesmaids in your party are going to be getting what. So that way, whenever you're filling out that very first page, which is your proposal, you have all of the numbers in front of you. This step is super important because the way our system works is once you finish this step of filling out your proposal, it's going to give you a total at the bottom of how much you're going to owe us, and then you would move on to the next page, which is your contract. You read all of our terms and agree to them, and then it will prompt you to pay your invoice. So it's all in one. It's super straightforward. But you do have to make sure that you have everything right on that first page before moving on to the next one. Okay, so once you have the proposal filled out correctly, it will take you to the next page, which is our contract. I cannot stress how important it is for you to read the contract before signing. It will prompt you to initial each paragraph, acknowledging that you have read the information that is in there. I don't know who signs a contract without reading it. A lot of you, apparently. But you should read it because it lists all of our policies and procedures, and we do maintain those policies across the board. So it's very important that whenever you're signing the contract, you're acknowledging that you understand our policies, you agree with our policies, and that it works for you as much as it works for us. So I feel a few important terms in our contract that I specifically want to talk about are the fact that the deposit is non-refundable. 25% deposit on your services is non-refundable. That's because we usually have a lot of communication with you leading up to the wedding day. We will block our schedules off. These artists won't be booking anything else on your wedding day. And it's just important that you guys know that we are investing our time into you, and the 25% deposit towards your event is non-refundable. Okay, so another part of the contract that is non-negotiable is in the paragraph where it states that services cannot be removed from your contract after booking. The reason why we stay so strong to this policy is because if you book for 7 hair and makeup, my girls can usually average about 7 to 8 services per person, per artist. So I'm going to put 2 artists on that, which means 2 artists are not going to be able to go take on any other weddings. So if 2 weeks before your wedding, you write me and tell me that you want to take off 3 makeup services, then one of my girls is only having 4 services on that day when she could have taken a wedding with more services than that. We do have a 6 service minimum usually per artist. So that's something important to remember, that when you're signing your contract with us and you're signing up for a certain amount of services, we do not allow removal of services. Now, sometimes people will be writing me wanting to add services. We do add services if we have availability. So again, like you need to know a good idea of like who is doing what. And another way that I always tell everyone to like solidify that your bridesmaids know whether or not they want hair and makeup is to give them our social media handle. Give all of your bridesmaids our social media handle and let them go look at our work, and then they can decide for themselves whether or not they want hair and makeup, because a lot of people have had like bad experiences getting their hair and makeup done. Which is super unfortunate, but you know, then we get there and they realize that we're like actually professionals and we know what we're doing, and they like all of a sudden want to have their hair and makeup done. 9 times out of 10, we do not have time in the timeline to be adding anybody on the day of. So it's super important that you know whether or not you want hair and makeup, you sign up for hair and makeup, and that you know that if you do sign up for hair and makeup, you can't change your mind 2 weeks before the wedding. Okay, so once you've gotten through the contract and the proposal, it'll prompt you to pay your deposit. That's pretty like straightforward, automated, whatever. Once your deposit is paid, we will go in there, we will process your booking, make sure that your artists are assigned, especially if you requested a specific artist, and then we will send you another email that will give you all of your information. It gives you a login to get into our client portal. We have like a client portal online that has your contract, all your documents in one place. It will give you the login information for that, and then it will also give you a link to schedule a trial with your artist. It will tell you in that email who the artist you're working with is and how to schedule a trial with them. So you get all that information after booking, and then I will go in there, update your final invoice, make sure everything is correct, and you can again review that online. And that is literally it. That is our booking process. I feel like it is so straightforward and simple. We try to make it as easy as possible for you guys. I know this is your first time ever doing this, right? I mean, most of you, you know, this is like your first wedding. You don't get married every single weekend, but promise you, we do this every single weekend. We've done this over 200 times, you know, this process. So it does work. And I think it's pretty streamlined to keep everything as easy and simple for you guys as possible. But I just wanted to get on here and just kind of like go over the process and how it works. So hopefully new people that are like coming in and considering hiring us can watch this, and it will be like helpful to them to just know like how our process works, because it's different for everyone. I know everybody has a different routine and booking process and all of that. So this is just like how we like to do it. And I think it's a pretty good system that we have. So anyways, the moral of the story is just know your artists and know what their policies and procedures are when booking them. Like this is what we do for a living. We do this every single weekend. This is what pays our bills, supports our families. So all of the policies and procedures that we have in place are to protect us as people and to protect you as people as well. So we're looking forward to meeting all of you in our new season, and I hope this is like helpful information. I hope this like helps someone who is trying to book, even if it's not with us, a hair and makeup artist, just to know like what to expect and what you're looking for. So anyways, have a great day.